Hello everyone, welcome to next session. So in this session we will discuss everything about the remote setup. So we have already done the remote setup on the EC2 instance on AWS, where we have hosted the Wiremock instance, remote standalone instance. So this is quite an important session because in this section we will discuss everything how you can work on the remote instance, how it is used in the organizations, right? So to start with, so this is one of our first term mapping which we have created. So first we will discuss how you need to configure the remote host, your Java API with the remote host. So to start with, first we will have a quick overview. So I have already created an instance. So if you haven't created one, so I would request you to go through the AWS setup session and set up an instance, the remote instance, right? So this is our instance, right, and this is our public IP using which we will access the server. So I have already done RDP to this server, as you can see here. So this is the same IP, right? And next thing is we will use port 54065 here because I have already whitelisted this port both on AWS as well as Windows Firewall on the EC2 instance, which we have discussed in our AWS setup session. So what we will do now is, first we need to point our what we'll do is we will start the server. So we'll go here, go to downloads. I have already downloaded the standalone jar, so I will simply click on open PowerShell window here, and we will use the same command which we have used earlier, java-jar, the jar name, and we will give port 54065, and I would recommend you to enable verbose logging because it's quite helpful when you will test this. So as you can see, these two directories are created, files and mapping, these are automatically created. So the server is started. Now we need to check it if this is working fine or not. So what we will do is we'll go to the browser. So I have opened the recorder here. I will just refresh it and check. So as you can see, so this is the same IP, right here also. So I am accessing the remote instance from the local instance, right? So now what we need to do is we need to understand how you can map the Java API to the remote instance. So the most important thing to note here is you cannot start the server, remote server, from your local server. You need to go to the server where it is hosted and start it manually, or else you need to write some other script for it, a separate script or process or batch file to run the server, right? Because as of now, till now, from Wiremock there is no such thing to start the remote server programmatically, right? So that's why. So now this server we have used to start the server, the Wiremock server instance, so it is not required because our server instance is already up. So we need to remove this, right? Next thing is this will also be not there because we cannot start server from here. So now we are only left with this. So this configure for is used to point the Wiremock client, this one, your client class. As you can see here, your client class, you need to point to the remote instance so that you can talk to the remote instance, right? So what I will do is I just need to provide the IP and the correct port number here. So I will take the IP from here, I will paste it, and I will need to give here the correct port number. So the port number is 54065, right? So that's it. This is the only thing you need to do. You can now create your own stub mappings, and even you can use this stub mapping. So there are different ways to use the existing stub mapping, which we will discuss in our upcoming session. And the most important thing we need to note here is these files and mappings will not play any role now, all right? So you cannot use the files placed here to run the stub mapping. So what you need to do is you need to have your files, all the files here, right? So now this instance can refer only on the remote instance, can refer only the files here itself, because these are now tied to directories are tied to this instance, right? This is one most important thing you need to take care of. So next we will discuss how you can create a stub or use the existing stub which we have created, how it is mapped right from the local to the remote instance. Thank you.